Yeah, this kind of like an unexpected little pop-up storm, but we need it. This past week we hit 100, 102, 104, and the feel-like temperatures were like, with the humidity, were like 108, 110, just unbelievable. And you see the cracks in the ground here. We need the rain, we really do. Here, I'll tell you about my tiny home right here. I disconnected the porch from it and got the water line, electric, sewer, everything disconnected and ready for it to be moved. And the lady bought it. She done paid me cash for it. I wrote up a contract with her for an agreement on the time frame for this to be moved out of here, because this ground right here where that's at, I told her, first of all, we were booked to possibly go back to Philippines in October, which I kind of do not see that happening with the current situation, but still, I'm booked. Never know, might make it. And then this ground right here gets really soft, and I told her it gets super soft, and I didn't want it moved during wet, muddy weather that would destroy my ground out here. They may not be able to move it, and there's a water line buried that if they drop the axles into it, they could damage water line going over to this other house. And she said she understood and she'd get it moved ASAP. And they were supposed to move it 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago on a, I believe it was on a Saturday, it was supposed to be moved. Well, instead, whoo, look at that lightning. Maybe I better step inside. So anyway, now I'm inside away from the lightning bolts. I'll finish telling the story. So the lady that bought it, she's supposed to be helping her daughter. And the daughter looks like she's maybe in her 30s. The woman's maybe even mid to late 30s. The woman looks like she's probably in her 60s. And drove a nice vehicle, very well presented person. You can tell, you know, she's not undesirable. You know, she's a very, looks like she's got her stuff together type person. But the daughter, I seen her after the woman purchased the tiny home. She came here and looked at it with her mom. A little bit different story. From the time I seen her step out of her vehicle, all I could see was drama. And I kind of read that from just being around people. And she didn't do nothing at the moment. She's crying and boo-hooing, but oh, you know, so excited that she had this home, my first home, my own, that, you know, on her own. She's had it with an ex-husband, according to the story I get. And so she was real emotional, and her mother were hugging in there, and it was a pretty touching little moment for them. You know, they had a moment. They were going to actually rent a location that it's going to stay at. So they went right from there, went straight over to the place, got everything set up, and she needed a mover. So I told her a couple companies around here to go to that, like some portable building places and all, that would probably have movers there. In fact, I even placed a phone call and called over to a local one here, and they said, oh yeah, we got somebody, and I gave her the phone number. The place it's being moved to called, asked some specifics about it to make sure that it was going to fit on the lot well, and everything seemed to be a go, and they said, okay, it's going to be moved on Saturday. So it was paid in full, it's ready to be moved. So Cap came down, and him and I, we got there, and we undid underpinning all the utilities off of it, undid the porch. Everything's ready to go for that Saturday. And being I wanted to be here on my property when it was moved out, make sure they don't tear nothing up or I don't have anything in the way, you know, oversee it because it's coming off my land. Well, I wanted to be here for that. So all seemed good. All seemed good. Friday evening, after we got everything done over and got the house ready, I received a phone call from some number, and I don't know the number, and I don't answer it because I get a lot of spam calls, you know. So the call come back through again. I answered it. It's that daughter that she bought the house for, and she's like, I said hello, and she goes, yeah, this is the girl that bought the house from you. And I'm like, well, a lady bought the house from me, but her phone number's in my phone, and this don't sound like her. No, I'm her daughter, and that was my money. You got my money. That was my money. That wasn't my mom's money. And she's carrying on, and I'm living homeless in my car. And listen, I'm coming there and living in that right there. I said, oh, no, you're not. Because I only sold the building. The property don't have nothing to do with it whatsoever, and it's to be moved, and we have a contract. You might have a contract, but that was my money. I said, look, whatever you got going on with your mom is between you and your mother. Well, my mother's not speaking to me. She won't answer my calls. She's mad at me. I can imagine why, because it seems like this girl's drama, and from what the mother is told, she's trying to help her out of a bad situation. It's probably a self-inflicted situation from what I can see, from what I've seen so far. I just know your mother. She's the one that come to me. She's the one that says she was paying for it. She's the one that paid me for it. It's a done deal. It's been a done deal already for a week, and there's no recourse. There's no moving back. It's your building. It's got to go off my property. I understand that, but I need a place to live. And hit me up to leave and let her stay until it's moved. Well, that ain't going to happen. That won't happen because it may even fall underneath the rules like a rental and may not be able to move them off the property. I said, well, look, all I can advise you is to get with your mother and apologize to her for whatever's going on, or y'all make up if whatever it is, and y'all need to get your heads back together and get this building moved off my property. I told her, I said, the place it's going to said they're moving in the morning. Well, they're not. What? They're not? No, they're not. I said, where are you at? She said, I'm driving up through Oklahoma. I'm going to drive around a few states. She's just going to drive around a few states and think for a little while. I'm like, oh my God, I got myself back in with another one of these crazy people. It just seems like the world is full of them right now. Full of them. The lady Teresa that bought it, she wouldn't answer my phone calls also. I guess she's just going to wipe her hands of the deal. Late Saturday night, the woman writes me that bought the building. And I said, so what's the deal? Is this getting moved or not? And yes, it is. And sorry for the delay. And then I told her, I said, look, I've had a pretty shocking phone call from your daughter that's got us pretty concerned, pretty alarmed. Yeah, sorry for her. That's all she had to say. Sorry for her. So it was a little bit more than sorry for her, because she's spouting off a lot different story, and that it's not going to be moved. And you hadn't even told me that we're going to be moved, and we wasted time and effort, and we have a deadline. And then she says that the mover wanted too much money. When I had it moved, it cost me $400. It's all they charged me. I don't know what else to tell you. And it was, y'all seen it in the video in the past. They brought in that nice automated rig, man, steered that thing right in, smooth as pie. No problem for me having it moved. I talked to the place over there, and they just don't want to do it for her. Apparently, there's been drama there. Apparently, something's done happened that they don't want to deal with her. I found another company that Premier Buildings, which built that building, suggested this guy that moves buildings for them. He gave a reasonable price, gave him the dimensions, sent him pictures and everything of it. I said, you need to deal directly with this lady, not with me. I'm just trying to locate her and move her. He ends up driving out here and looking at the building, and he left, and he communicated with her, and he wrote me and said that he don't want to do no business with her. So apparently there must have been some of those miles again. It's got to be that daughter of hers. At this point in time, I decided I'm not going to try to locate another mover for her. I've seen some more, but I'm not getting involved. I don't know what to do now, because I was very to the point, and I have a fine written agreement of a fine deadline that it would be moved, and for what reasons. Nothing. I haven't heard another word, nothing from either one of them. And who knows? I mean, I can start after a date that's soon coming up. I can start charging storage and place storage fees. Or, you know, we had plans that we wanted to go on a trip, and we thought it was going to be gone. I can't leave here with that hanging there, and they show up to move it, and our gate's locked. I'm not going to leave my property unsecured. Or they come through and damage a water line, and we got water busted and water going everywhere. So what do we do? This is my question. What do we do? I mean, you try to make a simple cash sale. It was a very clean transaction with the mother. Apparently, she bit off more than she could chew. Here we go again. It's just like the world is just lost its mind. They can pay me for damages if they bring it out in the wet mud. They can pay to restore my property back, and they can pay me storage fees for it sitting here. And let me tell you why I say that. If that building's still here come October 1 on my property, I am taxed for it for the next upcoming year. That ain't gonna jive. So y'all comment below. Tell me, do you ever get in and see any of these crazy situations these days? It seems like it's nothing but back to back to back now. Give me your advice, give me your feelings, tell me what you would do. Comment down below and look forward to hearing from you. Everybody stay safe out there and take care.